The only buddies I have right now that I call buddies are from my NCC days. They are the core of my support system. Something that NCC did for me, or I did for NCC, which helped me in getting the job that I'm doing right now. And then realizing that, okay, so it's such a huge mountain. Then there's this glacier. And then you have to go beyond that. So that feeling is really, really great. In the SSB, that one-on-one. And here it is a panel interview like the UPSC conducts. It's in the same, in the Dholpur house. And there's a panel sitting and you are, obviously you are alone there.
Jai Hind everyone, welcome to another episode of Voice of Red Hackle, a podcast of the cadets, by the cadets and for the cadets. Today we have a very special guest. She started her journey as an NCC cadet and moved on to secure All India rank 31 in the UPSC CAPF 2019 examination. She is now proudly serving as Assistant Commandant in the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, the Himbeers who protect our toughest borders. Welcome to the show, ma'am. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Ma'am, let's start with your NCC journey. Which battalion were you in? And are you still in touch with your NCC buddies?
I started my journey from 2 Delhi Girls Battalion, that time it was stationed in Kashmiri Gate. I'm not sure about it now. And the only buddies I have right now that I call buddies are from my NCC days. They are the core of my support system. So I'm very, very much dependent, relied and in touch with my NCC buddies.
That's great, ma'am. We also made our best bonds during our NCC time only. We have made our best friends in this time only, ma'am.
True.
So, ma'am, moving on. So, ma'am, you were in NCC and then you joined the ITBP. What qualities of NCC do you think are still helpful in your career right now?
So, there are 2 aspects to this answer. One is something that NCC did for me, or I did for NCC, which helped me in getting the job that I'm doing right now. So, it's mentioned in the notification for the examination that I took that somebody who has cleared the C certificate exam in NCC gets a leverage during the interview stage that is held by the UPSC. So you get some grace marks for that, and we know the competition is tough. So even 1 or 2 marks is enough leverage in a UPSC exam. So that I think some 5, 6, 7 marks leverage that does give you. And when there's an interview panel sitting in front of you, so that sends a good message that you have that nick for armed forces. So that sends a good message to the interviewing panel regarding you as a candidate whom they are looking for to get in the services, right? So that is the professional aspect. And coming in how it has helped shape my personality towards the job I am doing right now is... in NCC, it was the first time I was in sports. It was an individualistic sport. And so it was all about self. It wasn't about a team. So when I came to NCC, went to the camps, we had those teams, like we had these, I think we still have those NCC fests.
Yes,
and there are a number of competitions in those.
College NCC fest.
True. And we used to work as a team. We hosted a NCC fest also. So we worked as a team. So that was the first time I realized how to work and function as a team and make it successful, and get results from it.
Right.
That was one thing. Then another, the importance of bonding and how, having those in very, very bad, weird moments, okay, and relying on your friends for everything and anything, that is another thing. These things, they end up shaping your career in the longer run.
Right.
They shape your personality in a very wonderful manner. Okay, then obviously it was discipline. I always say NCC is one of the most disciplined force and motivated force, because all of you are so young. When I was there, I was so young, and we are so Josh type to join the forces.
Right,
and we are ready to do anything, endeavor for all the endeavors. We are ready, just so that कि हम एक ये camp कर पाएं. ठीक है, maybe after getting into job it subsides little bit, but during those young years it's amazing. So that was a very another thing. And that you get into discipline, you dress up. Nobody sets a uniform better than an NCC cadet.
Truly,
Okay.
ma'am. Truly.
An NCC cadet's uniform will always be impeccable. Somebody who is serious about it. Okay, it'll and the drill that NCC cadets do, my God, it's the best drill. You guys at Rajpath, I believe every year the NCC, I look forward to that contingent. So it's the josh that's there at that young stage.
Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing, and आप एक semi फौजी types environment में हो and you are looking up to something कि यार फौज कितना अच्छा होता होगा, I want to join it.
Right, ma'am.
So that gives you that original josh. ठीक है, and that's a very big motivating factor for anybody to join the forces. And even in the training times, there are times when you are wondering कि मैं why did I come here? It's so tough, it's so difficult. Then you go back to your NCC days that I endured that. I can endure this as well. So it also acts like those moments which you look back to. So overall, I think NCC has a big part to role,
So,
big role to play.
ma'am, I believe you get a little taste of what military life is going to
True,
be
true.
in that NCC period.
Right.
So, ma'am, moving forward, we have heard you come from a defense background family, and so how did that legacy help you shape your career, and how do you manage your personal life and the responsibilities of your duties?
So coming from a Fauji background is something like my grandfather was in the armored. Okay, then his elder brother was in Subhash Chandra Bose's Indian National Army, and he had been to Japan, to Singapore to serve. He was in the Kala Pani Ki Saza.
Okay.
So he tells a lot of those stories, and he's around 108 right now. 100, he's almost reaching 110. So he's very old, but he still remembers those times. And him and my grandfather both, they had been out. My grandfather was in the 62 war, so he tells stories. Okay, and we've grown up listening to those stories on
Right.
a very regular basis. Okay, and both of them, those grandfather brothers, they came home after 7 years or 9 years respectively. And nobody in the family knew because there was no communication those times. If they're dead, alive, where are they? So they just assumed that they're no more. And then one fine day they just appeared. They came back. And then my grandmother was so annoyed, scared or something that she didn't let my father join the forces for the same reason. But then I was there. I have an elder brother who is in army. I'm married to an Air Force person. So, and now it has become like a 1+1 thing. Now that we're all getting married, because marrying a civilian is also something that it's a little difficult to explain certain things.
Right, ma'am.
So, obviously, how it helped me was the environment was always there. I didn't have to fight it at home that मुझे फौज join करनी है, मुझे NCC join करना है. And even while I was training, I somehow had, any training is little tough on the body, right? Because body has its limits. So when you're going through that training, and I would tell my parents that today this happened, this is happening, this is paining, or it was difficult. So they never overreacted, and they're not extremely caring about me, or very possessive. They just told me, "You can do it. We know you can do it." They just believed it that
Right, ma'am.
I have that nick, because I think that runs in the family, and that spirit of going out and doing it, that is there. So I think that's how it shaped. Your family not being extremely possessive of you, supporting you. So there was not one moment when they said, "Oh, it's so dangerous, it's difficult, why are you going there, your life is unstable." They said, "Do whatever you want to do." So that's how it is. Regarding the part where you asked me how I manage my personal life is, we both have our own separate lives, and we have our very different jobs. Even our ministries are different. But, we married out of our own choice, and we are ready to face however life comes at us. So we take chutis, we make a lot of extra efforts to, just to meet. Sometimes just for a few hours, RVing at some random places. And this one endeavor to meet each other, have some cross connections while traveling. So it has taken us many places. So me and my husband especially. And even for coming home, like today I'm here, I'm home after 6 months. and I'm home just for 2 days. But families understand. I think understanding is the most important thing in any relationship, be it your partner or your family. So they all understand. So sometimes I'm on leave, I go to his place, and vice versa. Otherwise, most of the times we call our parents together at our places.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's how it's managed.
That's nice, ma'am. Being myself from a defense background, I can relate that environment factor you told.
I'm sure.
While growing up, you stay in that environment, so you get adapt to it automatically. So, ma'am, moving forward to the most curious part, cadets want to know about that camps. Camps are the heartbeat of NCC. So, what all camps did you attend in your tenure, and any special moment or memories which you would like to share?
Okay. So I was part of this TSC camp. So I did TSC finals from shooting, and we have those pre-TSC camps as well.
Right, ma'am, pre-cadets.
And that was the mainstay. That was my main camp that I did. But the pre-TSC camp, they were, TSC that time it was in August, and all the pre-TSCs they were all in those summer months. And being in Delhi camp in summer, it's crazy. It's very hot, and you are at times so irritated at so many things. I think that's natural. That's
Yes,
for
ma'am.
everybody, right? So yeah, it was just that. So a couple of pre-TSCs, then I did TSC for some event. I guess I got some silver for something. I'm sorry, I am not able to recollect it right now. Okay, and then the basic CATCs. So I regret not going for any outstation camps, because maybe they were not offered at the right moment and I was not available. But that's one thing that I actually regret, that I did not do a lot of or enough camps in NCC. So yeah, I wish I had done more.
Every cadet wish to do more and more camps, ma'am.
True.
That's same for almost everyone, I guess, ma'am. So, ma'am, you have also done mountaineering course. So, how was your experience there?
The force that I am in, it's a mountain force. Okay, we serve on the China border,
Right,
and
ma'am.
all of it is manned by mountains. We know, from Karakoram to the Sikkim, Arunachal side. So all of it is mountainous. So mountaineering per se comes as a package deal while you join this force. Okay, and then it was just imminent for us to do, and under that we do basic. I've done a basic course under which we are taught how to go about navigating through mountains, what features to look out for. If how are you walking if you have to cross a glacier, or you have to go through some snow-covered areas.
Right, ma'am.
Okay, where not to step on, where are the crevasses,
Hmm.
and if something happens, how do you rope up? Something happens to your buddies, how do you rescue them? Right? How do you rescue yourself? How do you survive? How are you carrying all that backload for as many days as you are going out for? So we have these patrols that we are supposed to go on. They can range anywhere from, 3 to 4 hours to 20 days to 25 days. So for 25 days you go around with a party. Okay, and you have to carry a lot of things. I cannot list, but apart from your basic as a Fauji, जो आपका personal सामान है, apart from it, ration, how will you cook, because you cannot survive on dry ration for so many days.
Right.
Okay, and how are you going to carry all of that on your backs, and you have to take care of your men also. So all those things were a part of that course, and it was basically a part of my force training. And yeah, but the experience was amazing, because we were doing this course at the location was something far off from the place that we called last village of India. So even some 7-8 kilometers beyond that, so that's where we had camped. It was 4 kilometers from a glacier. So for me, initially, glacier was something that I'd only read about in books. And then when I saw it for the first time, it was a moment of realization for me. I am somebody who ticks in a map that, okay, I've seen this river today. Because things that I read in books, I like to imagine them. And when you see them in person, for me, it's a very interesting feeling. Okay, and seeing a glacier in front of me, it's massive. And then you're walking on it.
Right,
And
right.
how? And then you are doing, you put on those crampons, you walk on those snow boots, and you learn how to navigate. And then realizing that, okay, so it's such a huge mountain, then there's this glacier, and then you have to go beyond that. So that feeling is really, really great. Okay, as a human, I can navigate through it. Okay, there's life beyond this glacier. I can go there. How to go there, how to go about it. So that was a very fulfilling experience for me. And no phones for 3 weeks, middle of
Okay.
nowhere. All of you manage in that whatever the food is available. So you are not eating stomachfuls because there's just limited ration available. Okay, and आज क्या बनेगा, ये जो बकरी घूम रही है इसी को काट दो.
Okay.
ठीक है, तो वो बकरी कल तक थी बट वो आज कट गई है. तो इट्स वेरी कॉमन. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि इट्स समथिंग आउट ऑफ द वे दैट वाज डन इन द कोर्स, बट yeah, that was just, you learn little bit of survivals also. So that was about the mountaineering. It was just interesting.
That sounds really interesting, ma'am. I started imagining glaciers. So, ma'am, moving forward, as you have cleared UPSC CAPF examination in 2019 and you were AIR 31 in that, ma'am, how is UPSC CAPF AC selection procedure different from the CDS and SSB entries?
Okay, so these two have some very basic differences. First I'll go about the exam that I took. Actually, I've taken both of them. ठीक है, तो even the CDS exam is conducted by UPSC. Both
Right,
are
ma'am.
the conducting agency is the same. ठीक है, but the pattern is different. CDS you take two papers. One is English and one is GS. After that you are shortlisted for SSB. SSB is a 5-day event, right? And there are certain activities, and then at the last there is a one-on-one interview with the interviewing officer, and then there's a conference and the final results are announced. And on the other hand, here in the CAPF you take a prelims exam. Therein you write two papers, paper 1 and 2. Paper 1 is GS, and then paper 2 is essay writing, which is not essentially English but a lot about the current things and little part of English. So that's more GS oriented, but in an essay form, right? Then you're shortlisted. Actually it's in stages. So then you're shortlisted for the physical and medical examination. So basic physical tests are conducted, which are different for female and male candidates.
Okay.
Right? And when you are through the physicals, you go for medicals, you are through medicals, then you're shortlisted for the UPSC interview. Right, that is where I think the main difference is. In the SSB, that one-on-one, and here it is a panel interview like the UPSC conducts. It's in the same in the Dholpur house, and there's a panel sitting, and obviously you are alone there. Okay, and that's the final step, and then you get your merit list. So I've seen both the criteria. So I believe that the panel interview where you have these eminent people who are there to grill you. So that's a little more grilling on preparation part for the interview. You have to keep in mind the mindsets of 5 people, or say 6 or 7 people. Like during my time, I believe the panel had 6 people. So while talking to one person and thinking what he'll ask next, and on the other hand you are answering to 6 people who are all looking at you to answer. So I think that was a little difficult and different from the CDS exam, and hence the two are different.
Very well explained, ma'am. Thank you so much. Moving forward to your life in ITBP, ma'am, how has been your experience till now, and how do you adapt yourselves into this environment of ITBP, ma'am?
Okay, so I won't say I've had a very long service so far, but whatever service I've put in so far, I've been to places. I've trained in mountains. Okay, I've seen border areas. I've seen very far-flung remote areas. No humanity, no people around. Just the force is there. High altitudes, right? Then I've lived for almost 2 years in the middle of a jungle. That was obviously it was a setup, and I was studying there. I was on a course, a 2-year-long course. I was learning a language, right? So that was I think the main difference during all these times that I felt was the difference of terrain, okay, and how quickly you adapt. And recently, I have come from a course, and the course was in barren land. It was totally barren. The temperature, day temperature was 44, 45. And then we call ourselves Himveer. So we serve in icy cold areas. And there were some people who were my course mates. They're coming from minus 20, minus 15 degrees. Straight, after 2 days, they're going to plus 45 degrees. So these things take a toll on you, physically, and after some time it becomes a little mental. But we are such a vast country, and the diversity of terrains and culture and the kind of people you meet, it's so amazing, it's so great that, and as uniformed people, we adapt to every situation because we know ki karna to hai, there's no going back. I am here to do something, I will have to do something, so it doesn't matter even if it's 45 or it's minus 25. These things don't matter, right? So you learn adapting, your body also learns adapting. After almost 4 5 days you adapt to different things, then you learn new cultures, you see different kind of people, and it's not the same gathering everywhere. You go on courses, you serve at different places, it's not the same gathering, so many different kind of people, the local people around, okay, the food you get, and the exposure is, it's great. You expand your horizons, your viewpoint in life, it also expands. So that's one very beautiful aspect of the life of a uniformed person. Your horizons expand so much, and your field of view is also so broad that you get so patient, right? Serving in so many places with so many people, you develop that patience and habit of not reacting instantly. So these are little nuances of having served in so many different kind of places so far.
So, ma'am, as you said, you have served in from mountains to jungles. So, what are the major differences, ma'am, you experienced there, and how do you prepare yourself mentally and physically for these terrains, ma'am?
See, as a uniformed person, you always have to be physically fit, right? You cannot lag off for a long time. Obviously, we do long travels, right? We are posted in some place, but then very frequently we go on courses. And the course can be in any corner of the country. Like I'm posted in somewhere in Leh or around those high altitude areas, doing a course somewhere in Madhya Pradesh or some place. So that entails a long travel. So I prefer to travel by road than take flights because that acclimatizes you better. So that's good for the body. But mentally also, there's not a lot of preparation that goes in.
Right, ma'am.
Because you have to get through it, you have to do it. So you cannot slag off कि oh my god ये क्या हो गया है. So that's what training is for, right? We are trained before we are sent on duties. So I think that's what training is for, and training does it for you. Right.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us such detailed insights. Now let's shift some gears and move on to some rapid fire questions.
Sure.
Quick questions, quick answers, ma'am. Ready?
I'll try.
So, ma'am, most overwhelming part of your job?
Okay, I'll answer it one answer, but positive and a little negative, that the uncertainties that we have in life. One day you are here, the next day you don't know where you will be, with whom you will be. And also managing to do the best, doing more in less. So that is it.
Interesting, ma'am. Most memorable part of your TSC 2015?
Okay, that was one funny thing that happened, that one of our contingent mates, she was sitting in a corner of an Almira and crying because some other state contingent had stolen some things from her. So we laughed pretty hard at that, and that's it.
Biggest challenge on LAC?
I think it's the connectivity right now, and we still have not reached satisfactory levels. The BRO has done amazing, great job in past few years, but there's still some scope of improvement. Yeah.
So, ma'am, most beautiful place you have served in?
I would say it would be near the border areas around Uttarakhand. It's a beautiful state, and when we go beyond the commonly visited places, the beauty of Uttarakhand really unveils itself, and it's breathtaking. So that's it.
Nice, ma'am. Best book you have read recently?
Actually, it's my childhood book that I reread recently because I was in Mussoorie, and Ruskin Bond lives there. So in my childhood, I'd read his book, A Room on the Roof. So I reread
Right,
it a couple of weeks ago. So that was my latest read.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving such interesting answers. So before we wrap up, do you have any message for our audience?
I would like to send across a very little message for the young people, especially who are in who are in NCC, who are part of this great organization, that don't stop chasing your dreams and work hard, work very hard for them. Eventually, you will reach it. But if you don't reach, you will reach some place. Your hard work will always be paid back in some form or other. As NCC cadets, a lot of us, like most of us, want to join the forces, but we know not all of us are able to. Okay, the success rate is not so high. But during that process, you have to trust the process. During that process, you'll have so many moments, so many ups and downs, and have your takeaways from them, have your learnings from them. They will help shape your character. Okay, they always be sincere in anything that you are doing. It will shape your character. It will pay you back in ways that you will realize much later. The importance of discipline and the importance of belongingness, and the fact that you belong to an organization and that organization belongs to you. You work for it. You give everything to it, like you guys are doing today, conducting this. Maybe you are missing your college, but you are passionate about something. You are working very hard for it. It might not pay you back I hope it does, but if it does not, in a very direct manner, indirectly everything will come back to you one day or other. So just keep on working. Okay, work on yourself. Try to be the best version of yourself every next day. Okay, learn new things. Anything, be it anything. Interact with good people. Don't gossip. Interact with good people. Just take good from your conversations. Okay, go for positive conversations. Right? Don't waste time. Please don't waste time. And I would really like to say, how you stand out in a crowd, because we know competition is immense these days. How do you stand out? How are some people, because we see success rate is low in general in the world, in the population.
Right, ma'am.
How is that so low? Because those few people are doing something different, which others are not doing. So one very common thing that I see recently, we are just mindlessly doom scrolling. Why are we doing that? We don't know. We are wasting so much time. Why? We don't know. After 2 hours maybe, my eyes are tired. My brain is fogged. I don't know why I spent doing those 2 hours. Those 120 minutes are wasted. I learned nothing. Then I'm wondering, my life is so bad. I'm not going here. Okay, I'm stuck here. I'm not good enough. The world out there, because everybody's portraying their best lives on social media. Don't be so influenced by it.
Right, ma'am.
Right? And the best thing you can do, stop those apps. Stop doom scrolling. तो आपने कुछ अलग कर लिया है जो आपको बाकी क्राउड से अलग करा है. You have 2 more hours at hand. We keep on saying we don't have time. How do you not have time? Stop scrolling. You are traveling. Why are you scrolling? Read something.
Truly said, ma'am.
Even just stand quiet. Okay, you'll hear your thoughts, or you'll hear 10 people talking about something. Might get something good out of it. Right? You are traveling in metro, just scrolling. You got nothing out of that. Read something, read good things. So build your character. That's the message I would really, really like to send out to the young people who are going to come into the workforce and take our country forward on a, we need motivated youth. And I'm really happy that NCC is doing this great thing and keeping young people in discipline and teaching them unity. So I really believe in NCC. It's a amazing organization. And the guys, thank you very much for inviting me here. It was great that you guys are doing it, and I really appreciate you guys for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here with us today. Your journey from being NCC cadet to ITBP is full of hard work and inspiration. I hope all young cadets watching this episode have learned something today. So to our viewers, if you enjoyed today's episode, then like, comment your biggest takeaway and subscribe to VORH for more such inspiring stories. Until then, Jai Hind.